This isn't just any volcano. This is a supervolcano, geological giants capable of wiping out entire continents, shrouding the skies and plunging humanity into darkness. They lurk across the planet, from New Zealand's lush forests to America's sprawling plains. When they awaken, nowhere is safe. I'm your name, and today we're diving into the greatest threats Earth has hidden away. This is a story of nature's unstoppable power and why we need to act now. Let's get started. To understand supervolcanoes, we need to start with the basics. Volcanoes are Earth's way of breathing, where molten rock, or magma, escapes from deep below the crust. Small eruptions, like those at Kilauea in Hawaii, look like rivers of glowing red fire, beautiful but dangerous. But supervolcanoes, they're a whole different beast. Geologists use the Volcanic Explosivity Index, or VEI, to measure an eruption's power. Think of it like an earthquake scale, from 0 to 8. A VI0 is a slow lava trickle. A VI5, like the 2022 Tonga blast, shakes the world. But a VA8? That's a supervolcano, spewing over 1,000 cubic kilometers of material, enough to fill millions of football stadiums with rock and ash. These eruptions don't just spit lava. They blast ash and toxic gases into the stratosphere, cooling the planet for years. I first heard about supervolcanoes in a geology class. My professor called them Earth's reset button. That stuck with me because it reminds us how small we are against nature's might. Unlike regular volcanoes with their classic cones, supervolcanoes leave behind massive craters called calderas when their magma chambers collapse. Picture a scar on Earth the size of a small state. Let's ground this in reality with a real event. In January 2022, Tonga, Ha'apai, an underwater volcano erupted. It wasn't a supervolcano, but with the VAI of 5 or 6, it stunned the world. The blast was heard in Alaska, 10,000 kilometers away. A tsunami swept across the Pacific, hitting Peru with 2-meter waves. I watched satellite footage, and it gave me chills, a shockwave rippling across the planet. For the people of Tonga, it was a nightmare. Take on a shop clerk in Nuku'alofa. The boom shook our house, she told Reuters. Ash covered everything, and we ran to the hills, fearing the sea. Anna lost her shop but kept her family safe. That eruption only spewed 1.9 cubic kilometers of material, a fraction of what a supervolcano could do. Imagine an eruption 500 times bigger. To me, Tonga was a wake-up call. It showed how vulnerable we are, even to a small eruption. Scientists later realized an earthquake 15 minutes before the blast was a warning sign, but it was too late. It begs the question, are we truly ready for something bigger? Supervolcanoes have left permanent scars on Earth. Take Lake Taupo in New Zealand, a caldera formed by an eruption 26,000 years ago. That blast spewed about 1,000 cubic kilometers of ash and rock, reshaping the North Island. Further back, 74,000 years ago, the Toba supervolcano in Indonesia erupted, hurling at least twice that volume. Picture a pile of debris as tall as Mount Everest. Toba may have cooled the planet for centuries, and some scientists believe it pushed humanity into a genetic bottleneck, with populations dwindling to a few thousand. That theory's debated, but one thing's clear. An eruption like that today would devastate global agriculture. I once visited a volcanic site in Japan, feeling the ground hum beneath my feet. It made me realize places like Taupo or Toba aren't just scenic. They're reminders of Earth's latent power. Scientists study ancient ash layers like detectives, piecing together clues about these eruptions. To me, this isn't just history, it's a race to predict the future. Supervolcanoes aren't just numbers, they affect people. Look at the 1815 Tambora eruption in Indonesia, a VEI-7 event that killed tens of thousands and triggered the year without a summer in 1816. In Europe, crops failed and families each starved. An English farmer, Thomas Wells, wrote in his diary, "Rain never stopped. Crops withered in August." He sold his livestock to feed his kids. Today, people near Italy's Phlegraean fields carry similar fears. Luca, a taxi driver in Naples, told me, "Earthquakes hit weekly. I keep a bag packed, but where do you run?" His story hit me hard. It shows science isn't just theory, it's about lives. At Yellowstone, millions of tourists marvel at hot springs, unaware they're standing on a ticking time bomb. I've hiked there, awed and uneasy. These stories remind us, supervolcanoes aren't just news, they're human dramas waiting to unfold. So how worried should we be? Yellowstone's last VEI-8 eruption was 640,000 years ago, with a 1 in 730,000 yearly chance of another. But volcanoes don't follow schedules. Italy's Phlegraean fields are seeing more quakes, prompting evacuation plans for 1 million people. In Santorini, a VEI-7 eruption in 1600 BC ravaged the Mediterranean, and now scientists like Professor Isabel Yo are mapping its magma chambers. Their work blows my mind. It's like solving a puzzle to save the world. My take? We're better at monitoring than ever, but prediction's still a challenge. Tonga showed warning signs can be missed. If a supervolcano erupts, ash could ground plains, destroy crops, and spike food prices. Picture this. Yellowstone erupts today. Within hours, America's Midwest is buried in ash. Within weeks, global temperatures drop 2 degrees Celsius. Within months, the world faces a food crisis. We're not ready, but we can be smarter. Supervolcanoes are rare but catastrophic threats, like asteroids or pandemics. They remind us of Earth's power and humanity's fragility. The lesson? Knowledge is our greatest weapon. Support geological research, stay informed about local risks, and push for resilient systems. I've learned fear doesn't solve anything, action does. So take action, subscribe for more, share this video and join the discussion below. Together we can face the giants. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.